So in this video, I'm going to be showing you some designs that you guys need to make. Q4 is fast approaching and the opportunities to make money are going to be crazy. By the thumbnail of the video, you can tell that the topic will be Halloween designs. I'm going to be showing you a few designs that I've made to show you guys an example of the kind of designs you should be trying to create. Literally anyone can do this. Hi guys, my name is Phil and welcome to the Money Game YouTube channel. Here I make print-on-demand content to both motivate as well as to give you guys tips and tricks. Q4 is fast approaching and one of the holidays that helps people to get sales is Halloween. So these are some of the designs I'm going to be talking about in this video in regards of how you guys can actually make them. For the first one, we've got a black version and an orange version of a Halloween sayings design. It says cutest pumpkin in the patch. You can also see it there on the baby clothing. Personally, I think it works well. Next, we have more of a costume design. As you can see here, it's just a simple face. Once again, I'll be showing you how to make this, and we've got a black version and an orange version. This could be great as a couple's Halloween design t-shirt. And finally, we've got this one you guys can see here. Once again, it's more of a costume based design, but it's more aggressive in regards of the look, and they're the designs we're going to be talking about in this video, guys. And if you stick around till the end, I'll be showing you how you can create something similar too. For those who don't know, I have a free print-on-demand starter guide that's linked down in the description. I've recently updated it, so there's a lot of new information on top of the things that helped me to get my first sales. However, if you're someone that's looking to make this more into a full-time thing, I have a paid step-by-step course that will fast-track you to print-on-demand success. We're currently on the journey to hitting 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. But before I ask you to subscribe, these are just a few of the people in the community that have started to now get sales. These guys can do it. So can you. So if you want to be a part of this community, hit that subscribe button, and if you've not got a sale yet, you could be one of these people in the future telling us about your success. The TMG community is actually insane. Nevertheless, if you do go on to enjoy any point of this video, a like rating will also be appreciated. Now, about a week ago, I received a comment from Daniel, and in summary, he was just saying he wanted to see my design process, pretty much how I make my designs. And to be honest, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to also show that. So usually I use Photoshop to make my designs, but for this example, I'm just going to be using Photopea. It's pretty much the same thing. So when I create a new project, dimension wise, I usually go with a width of 5,000 followed by a height of 7,100. Once I have my dimensions set, it would pretty much look like a blank canvas, as you can see here. I've already actually created the designs, but I'm going to take you through the process of how I created them. Once the base is ready, I usually go out and look for PNGs or vectorized images that are for commercial use, which means that you're pretty much protected from copyright issues. Takes the stress away. I mean, the last thing you want is to be worrying about your designs getting removed. When finding images to use, I go on Vexels to download images. It is a paid service, but they offer so many different things. I mean, you have PSD templates, but for the most part, I just go in here to get my images, as at the end of the day, I know that they're safe to use. For anyone that wants to get on Vexels, firstly, these are the prices. I'll just put them on the screen. If you're still interested, all the links will be down in the description. As in this instance, I'm making a Halloween related design. All I would usually do, and what I did do when I was making these designs, is I just went on the search bar, put pumpkin, search that, and I just had a look at some of the images that popped up. There's a variation of images, and I just looked for a pumpkin with a face similar to this one you can see here, and I downloaded it, and it's easy to download. You just click on the image, click PNG. 1024 is the one that you usually click. If you want a custom size, you can put it in here, but I usually click 1024 and it just downloads it automatically. So as you can see here, if you can see it on the bottom of the screen, it automatically downloads it. And guys, once that stage is done, I literally just drag the image onto Photopea. If you use Photoshop, you can do the same. And once it's there, you just make sure that you're holding shift and you just drag it to increase the size. This is the same way I made the costume design that you saw at the start of the video. I found a pumpkin like this with the face, and once you have the face, The next phase is easy. You just need to cut out the facial bits of the pumpkin, which is the easiest part. There's variations of ways of how you can actually cut out the face and the pumpkin. The way that I did it, which others might see is a bit long, is I just duplicated the pumpkin 4 times. And that's mainly because obviously there's the mouth, which is one piece, the nose, which is the second, and then the 2 eyes. So duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. And as you can see, there's 4 pumpkins there. Firstly, you need to rasterize the images. I didn't actually rasterize them, so you rasterize all your images so you can actually edit them effectively. So just get that done. And once all your images are rasterized, click on the select tool, which is just here. So you'd right click on this little square and then select magic wand. You go back onto the first one. Once again, you select inverse and then delete the surroundings, which will leave you with 1 eye. So if I take away the pumpkins that are already there, you see there's now an eye left. Then I would move to the second pumpkin, do the exact same thing, magic wand tool, click on the eye. I'm just gonna wait for it to highlight. Select inverse, delete the rest of the pumpkin, onto the next bit of the pumpkin. And literally, this is how I made the face. It's as simple as this. I'm just gonna go through the whole process for you guys so you guys can follow along if you do happen to find your own pictures that are similar to this for pumpkins. So select in there, inverse, delete the pumpkin around, and then finally want to select the mouth now. Select inverse, delete the pumpkin around, and then once you make all the pieces visible, it will look something like this. How I've put together this face is very similar to how I put the face on the costume design that you actually saw at the start of the video. And to make it easier for yourself, if you do then want to change color to make a black and an orange version, you make sure that you highlight all of the facial parts of the pumpkin and then you merge the layers so it becomes one thing. So once everything is merged and it's pretty much turned into one file, if you want to change color, you just right click, click on blending options, and then you can select the color you want. So for example, if we wanted it orange, you'd click color overlay, come to the color and select orange. I'd already done it, which is why it was presetted there. And if for any reason you feel this is too small, you can always click on the transformation control button, hold shift to make sure that your image maintains its shape, and then you just drag it out to make it bigger. Something like this. And yeah, it's very, very simple to make these designs, especially the costume design. Just the face, and you can put that face on your t-shirts or whatever other products you're creating, and it will look very, very good, especially for kids clothing. So moving on to the next design style, it looks something a little bit like this. At first glance, it looks like it's really hard to make, but it's not. These kind of designs are very easy to make simple, and you guys can do them as well. To create this, you'd find your image. A quick example would be this image that you guys can see right here. And once you import this image, all you do is put text over it, preferably black text, as that can be easier to actually work with going through the further steps. You type whatever text you want and put it on top. So I'm just going to click the text bar here. Size wise, you just make sure that you've got a big bold text. So I'm going to put it to 400. Right, so I'm just going to type Halloween, and then we'll put King. Just let that load up, and then I'm going to highlight and then center it. I know there's an extra H there, but I'll take it off in a moment. Take that off. And once it's centered like that, I'll just bring it to the middle. The font that I used, I'll find it for you guys now. You just make sure that everything's highlighted first. The font that I used is called Eater. If you just type Eater on Photopea on the font options, it'll pop up on the preview and you'll be able to see it here. And what you want to do is make sure that this text is filling as much of the pumpkin as possible. It's fairly easy to do. Make sure you have the transformation control selected, hold shift, and you can just drag to make it bigger, as you guys can actually see here. And once you feel like it's big enough for how you want the design to look, you pretty much stop there. Now after this step, it's pretty much fairly simple. You just make sure that you select both the text and the image and make them into one image. So you just merge the layers, and then after that, everything else is fairly easy. You just want to cut out the content of the text. So the black contents there, you just want to cut that out. I'll show you a quick example so you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you have the magic tool selected, you just select whichever letter you're trying to cut out, and you just go through all the letters, literally one by one, cutting out. So I'll just quickly go through this. And yeah, once you have everything cut out like this, you just go on the deselect option and you're near enough done with the image you're trying to create. You just right click, go on blending options, and then select whichever color you want. For example, if I go with the orange here, I can put this on a black background. As you guys can see, with the black background, it looks fairly cool. And obviously if this was on a black shirt, it would look good. And the great thing about this kind of design is the fact that you can create Halloween Queen, other variations of this design. And as for this image you can currently see on the screen, it's a shirt design that was made on Vexels. You can actually request for them to create designs, and this is what some of the personalized designs actually come out looking like. You could always go with the other options in regards of how I create the designs, but for those people that do use Vexels or that do plan on using Vexels, these are the kind of designs you can actually have created for yourself as well. And obviously you can always change the color by just going on the blending options like I showed you before and changing the color to black, for example. It's really easy to do. And yeah, that's pretty much it for how I made the designs and how you guys can actually try to attempt to make them yourself. I hope you're finding this video useful so far, and I'm just going to jump over to my camera and we'll finish off there. Woo! If you've made it to this point of the video, I just want to say thank you. Just so I can see how many of you guys have got to this point, down in the comment section below, comment I'm ready for Q4, because I'm trying to get you guys ready. And if you take this information on board and you apply it, you definitely have yourself in a good spot coming on to Q4. Anyways, you guys are all amazing, and you need to remember that you can do anything that you set your mind to. Nevertheless, everything is rigged in your favor, and manifest success.